Probably
the
not.
starters.
Right.
In the off season, before you guys get to August, what can either of them do to get ahead in the competition? I mean, Langsdorff said yesterday at some point someone has to separate themselves.
Yeah, and probably that's not going to happen between now and August. We can't. We're not with them in the summertime. We can't coach them in the summertime, so there won't be any evaluation. It'll just be. Hopefully they've had both good springs, and I would hope that they'd have a great summer of preparation, and then we'll see what happens in fall camp. That's what I anticipate.
When you look at each of them, what do they each need to do better? I mean, Danny said yesterday, of course, they said they got to cut down on turnovers, they got to take care of the ball, got to be accurate. But like Sean said, that one of the biggest improvements he thinks he's made this spring is throwing a tighter spiral.
Oh yeah, I think he's really thrown the ball well, and I think you improve. You have a chance to improve physically, and you have a chance to improve decision-making wise, mentally, and those are. There may be for all of us a top end physically what we can reach before we start sliding in our age. These guys aren't even close to that yet, so they can probably continue to improve technically and physically what they do. Their biggest jumps will frankly be about knowledge, and so and using that knowledge quickly in a football game, making good decisions. We made. Those guys played a lot of good football last year. Bad plays they did make had to do with decision making. So that's why older quarterbacks, until they really do diminish at the end, that's why they just get better and better and better. They just are smarter and they play faster.
You've talked a lot about Canfield and Lyle and how that was a similar situation. What did you learn from going through that as a coach that you did well or you didn't do well, things you don't want to repeat? Because juggling two people can be difficult.
It's difficult, and these are, they're, even though they're young men, they're kids in a lot of ways, and they're all very much invested. So I think that what I've learned is to be very careful about what you say, because they study it all, and you, yeah.
Good lesson. Your running backs, Mike, with Malcolm transferring. Now, we've talked, Chris Brown needs a lot of work. So,
yeah.
What have you seen from Teron?
I really like Teron has really stepped up from I thought he had a really good season, and I think he's stepped it up in spring ball. Lindsey Teron Ward is a good football player. He's on special teams. He's all over the place. He is just a good football player.
He said that him and Storm are both going to go for 1,000 yards this year. That's the plan.
Well, good. That's a good plan. I'll take that right now. All right.
Thanks, man.
Gracias.